Back now from California, home of some of the greatest universities in the nation. But at a time when a good education is more critical than ever, budget cuts are hitting state schools hard. And Bill Whitaker tells us students are paying the price.
Options.
Area, less money means less days in school. And right now, 1 out of every 3 schools in Oklahoma are on a 4-day schedule.
When Jerry Brown was elected, this was the challenge that was put to him. That is, through various gimmicks and things, a so-called balanced budget had led him to have $25 billion missing out of the $76 billion in proposed spending.
The administration's budget proposes roughly $9 billion in cuts to various federal education programs. That's about a 13% reduction.
My name is David Maduli, and my current title is a linked learning pathway coach and career technical education coach.
Well, I am Jordan Paul. I'm a senior in the Media Academy at Fremont High School.
My name is Amelia Mendoza. I'm a senior in the Media Academy at Fremont High School.
Hi, my name is Yone. I'm a senior at Fremont High School in the Media Academy.
The old superintendent, he did not manage the budget of last year or the previous years from OUSD schools. So that kind of what he was really trying to do was say that he didn't know where most of the money went. When most of the money went to central office to paying more of those people who shouldn't be deserving to get paid more.
We also hear a lot about, not enough funds in other school districts. The state of California is towards the bottom in the amount of funding that goes per student to each school from the state. So it's not just a local issue, it's not just a state issue, it's a nationwide issue.
I know that budget cuts are money being taken away from an organization by the government.
Cutting down on the money given to Oakland schools because we don't have the resources that we need like other districts and stuff like that.
The bad infrastructure, when we don't have the right funds to manifest the better infrastructures around the schools for much cleaner and safer infrastructures rather than having leads inside pipelines and moldy old foundations that we have around in the schools, and also for less funds to provide the materials that we need or supplies that we need for schools.
The thing that people need to know first is how it affects students that go to that school, and it can be everything from not having the basic needs like paper and even toilet paper in the school, to having programs that support what students are interested in or support what students need academically. And then if we go from the impact on students to how it impacts teachers, ability for teachers to have opportunities for professional learning, and for them to grow as teachers. They might not have the access to that, the ability to go on field trips.
I think some of the effects of the cuts are that students don't have the resources that they need to get the full education, and teachers are really affected because they don't have as much materials to teach the kids, so that also affects them.
The effect of these cuts basically comes to, for example, our school, Fremont High School. We already lost our academy, Mandela Academy. So basically, students won't have an option of what they're gonna take next year. And so as well, utilities, for example, teachers. There's no more teachers, there won't be enough teachers for next year, school year. So that will definitely affect the students' way of getting the right resources and maintaining their A through G requirements for OUSD graduation. So that will definitely affect them as well, getting prepared for college and all that.
Well, for me, it affects my work in that my role is to support us developing the academies at Fremont High School. So we need we know what we need. We know that we need more courses, and we need more opportunities for students. We need more teachers. We need support services for students. We need students to be able to have access to more trips and more career and industry connections.
I'm really affected by the cuts due to like the programs and the services that are provided here at Fremont. Like, basically, as a student leader, I had to do so many things, like go speak to the board meeting, having to convince them and tell them like, hey, stop these cuts, because like these are really affecting like most of our students who are not getting the right resources, like who are not even receiving like sports and all that. Like these kids actually want to do things and actually want to be active, but the thing is that money is concerning them and not being able to be part of like programs, sports, and like even tutoring.
I would say I'm affected by this because like I would look at like other examples like other districts, because like they have like way better like resources than us at the moment, and like we're just stuck with these like old computers, and like we can't really get things done.
You know, I come from a low-income family, and you know, it's sometimes hard to come around for school supplies because I'm a busy person, and like I tend to lose a lot of pencils and materials and stuff. So.
Well, from my understanding, and I don't know all the details, the budget deficit that we had in the past, some of it was due to a lot of really high salaries in the central office, and some of those positions have already been cut. You know, I think some of it was under the former superintendent, Antoine Wilson, had a really top-heavy model of, you know, like a really, like a lot of high salaries in the central office.
I feel like the money goes to mainly to the other government's needs, and like the government's whatever like things they have to pay off, or like whenever things that would benefit them in their own like system.
I think the money is probably either going to like the people who like are responsible for the budget, because they either like I don't know, but I think they either pocket the money for themselves, or they use it in like other programs, like such as like maybe like the roads or like the military or whatever.
I know that some of the money that being sent to is going directly to the district's pockets, like the people who work in the district, because they have voted to give themselves a raise. And where did they get that money? And that was after they have already voted to get cut, like to do all the cuts for all the OUSD schools.
I mean, there's a lot of other speculation and theories as to where that money went to. There's always concerns about corruption or, you know, funds disappearing, you know. So it's hard for me to actually say or know exactly where everything went to, but I know that a big chunk of it went to high salaries in the central office and a lot of money being paid to consultants over the last few years. I think the school district and the schools that are having to make cuts have to be transparent with the school community. They have to have forums or places where families can go and get the information, accurate information about what's being cut and how that's affecting their child's education. I'm a parent. I have a child that's in first grade in Oakland, and I want to know what's being cut. And I want to know how that's affecting our teachers and my child and her classmates' education. At
the moment, I really don't have an answer for that, because like we tried like protesting or whatever, and like I don't think that's it hasn't really done anything to help the school, because like we're still here with the same resources that we had before.
I guess one solution or like a big impact would be if teachers and students actually came together, like to work on, like for example, like a protest or like a strike outside of schools and all that, and actually like go towards the school board meetings and actually speak for themselves, like have their voice heard, because I feel like that's like the best way to communicate these certain issues. And I believe that like teachers today, like the OCA organization, is actually working on to actually run like a teacher type of protest, like towards like their like payment, and like how they have to provide resources for students. So basically they're gonna have to like strike outside of school or sometimes inside of school, and like basically collaborate with students